From Tiger Yard, it's our District 6-6A Game of the Week on ICTN as the Irving Tigers play host to the Cardinals of MacArthur. And a very pleasant good evening here on this Tuesday night in late March. John Nelson with Rob Willman, our first look at the Cards and our first look at the Irving Tigers. Cardinals overall at 8-12, the Irving Tigers at 3-11. The new fields here for every Irving High School. Softball fields exactly the same. Starting pitcher tonight for the Irving Tigers is senior right-hander R.J. Benitez. Completing his warm-up tosses, looking into the sun. Sun's going to be a problem for the right side of the infield and the outfield for about another hour. The current standings in District 6-6A, Marcus and Flower Mound both undefeated after 4 games. Hebron and Coppell at 3-1. The Fighting Farmers of Louisville at 2-2. Mack, Nimitz, and the Irving Tigers winless in the early district campaign. They play each other twice during the week. That new format instituted a couple of years ago. They'll see each other this coming Friday night at MacArthur. The Irving Cardinal lineup tonight: Torres, Marufo, and Perucci. Duffner, Estrada, and Garcia. The middle of the order: Rodriguez, Meza, and Del Angel. Batters 7, 8, and 9 for head coach Ryan Canan. And we're just about set to go as R.J. Benitez facing the leadoff hitter. And to tell you about it, Rob Willman.
All right, John, thank you very much. Just a beautiful afternoon for ball, and that is a ball high and away from the senior R.J. Benitez, who comes in with about a 5.32 ERA. He has by far pitched the most innings on this team, 23 2/3, although there's a host of other pitchers that are also in double digits. That pitch is a fastball inside, and it's 1-1. The wind, not much of a factor, blowing at about 7 miles an hour every now and then. Temperature around 70 degrees, might drop about 10 degrees once this thing is over. But right now it is gorgeous outside. The sun setting just to our left, so it will be in the eyes of the right fielder. During warm-ups, we saw the right fielder on both squads have a little tough time catching those pop flies. And that is ball 4 to Torres, and he gets the leadoff walk. But, you know, that's the kind of guy sometimes you don't mind pitching around. The guy has a almost 500 batting average, 487 coming in. And that is his 19th walk that he has picked up during the course of the season. So you can see that not only Irving, but a lot of other teams have opted to pitch around him. Meanwhile, Anthony Marufo, the third baseman, will sit in. It's a brother pitching combination, pitching-catching battery here, as RJ is the starting pitcher. His brother, the younger brother, Andrew Benitez, is his catcher. Pretty young team on this Irving squad. We'll talk about the underclassmen here in a few minutes. There's a strike. Finds the white part of the plate, and maybe RJ can settle down a little bit. Marufo comes in batting .275. Struck out 10 times, walked 6. As a runner in scoring position, squares around, lays down a nice bunt. That will at least get the runner to second base. The toss to first, and there's one down, but Torres goes down to second.
Nice sacrifice bunt, which forced Benitez to leave the hill as Junior Torres in scoring position for Raymond Perucci. Another look at it, Rob, as he lays it about 15 feet in front of home. And rolling out the bare hand pickup, and Jose Contreras there for the out.
Coach Canan for MacArthur talking to the home plate umpire a little bit. Don't know why, but he was pointing either at the shortstop area or in the outfield, questioning maybe, I don't know, the placement of the umpire on the field. Canan is 6th season at MacArthur. He's taken this club to the playoffs, every year but one. There's a nice fastball on the outside corner for a called strike to Raymond Perucci, the center fielder. Batting over 300. Double digits in RBIs, and he's got a guy in scoring position now with one down. And the cleanup hitter on deck. Bounces that off the mask of Andrew Benitez. Torres is at third, thought about coming all the way around as the younger Benitez couldn't find the ball after it bounced and hit him right in the face mask.
Cardinals come in with a team batting average of 265. This hits about 4 feet in front of home and off the bottom portion of the mask of Andrew Benitez. And Junior Torres just 90 feet closer.
3 other guys on this team for Irving have pitched in double-figure innings. Diaz, Loza, and Millen. Slice down the right field, and it's going to go foul as Loza gives chase. Yeah, you were questioning the height of the mound to the coaches before the game, thinking it might be a little higher than what it should be, but the coaches guarantee us that's the correct height.
10 inches, looks more like 15, but it's not. It's kind of deceiving with that new turf. No dirt mound anymore.
Infield in. Ferrucci slaps at that off-speed curveball and pulls it foul. Now he's behind on the count 1-2. We'll see if the infield still decides to stay halfway in or not. Early on, John, as you take a look at the guys playing defensively, maybe that's what Coach Campbell's thinking, that he's got to keep the numbers down scoring-wise to have a chance to win this one. Popped out of play.
Cardinals averaging 4 runs a game. The Irving pitching staff comes in with an ERA of over 5.87.
One down. Duffer on deck. Infield remains pulled in. Fastball looped to the left. Millen is there. They're going to tag up. Here comes Torres. Benitez waiting. Puts on the tag, and they got him. Nice play by Millen in left field. Andrew Benitez holding firm at the plate. And it's a double play.
7-2 on the double play. They 2 for the price of 1. Torres erased it home with a fly ball out off the bat of Raymond Ferrucci as Damian Millen gets set. Big one hopper. Fielded just to the left of home by Benitez, and able to keep it in the glove.
Yep, did a good job of blocking him off the plate. And the first half inning of baseball is complete, and in an exciting way. Nice play in the outfield. So that'll bring up Irving. And we'll take a look at their starting lineups, Mr. Nelson.
New head coach Stephen Campbell giving us this lineup about an hour ago. Christian Rodriguez at third. Andrew Benitez will catch. R.J. Benitez on the hill. Diaz, Contreras, and Loza. And then the bottom of the order, Medina, Millen, and Rolando Hernandez. Irving sporting a team batting average of an even 200, averaging 3 runs a game. And they'll face the lefty, senior Trenton Duffer, with a record of 0-4.
He is about number 3 as far as innings pitched for these Cardinals. Tony Garcia, just looking at the number-wise, has pitched 25 2/3 innings. Has pitched 5 games, Duffer 4. But Garcia has the best ERA at 1.63, whereas Duffer is pushing 8 runs. He's struck out 20, but he's walked 15. In fact, as a team, the Cardinals have walked more than they've struck out, so kind of gives you an idea of the struggles for the Cardinals.
All right, the defense behind Duffer tonight from third to first. It is Marufo, Meza, Silva, and Garcia. The outfield alignment from left to right, Rodriguez, Ferrucci, and Estrada. Junior Torres behind the dish, and Trenton Duffer on the mound.
Duffer, the lefty, fires a rocket right across the plate for a called strike. We've seen some good pitching performances the last 2 years out of these Cardinal pitchers. They've pretty much controlled the game here. And this is one hop past Meza at short. There goes your no-hitter. As Rodriguez gets the base hit.
That one fell about a foot in front of Meza. Had notions of trying to pick it off on the fly. And then got out of the way of it quickly. It was just smash, just a hot smash, and the 10th hit overall for Christian Rodriguez.
I think Meza was waiting for like the old-fashioned dirt hop, where you get maybe a little higher hop than you do off the fake grass. Nonetheless, Rodriguez at first, and Andrew Benitez, the catcher, the junior. This Irving team, as Diaz, Contreras, Loza are all sophomores, as well as the leadoff runner and batter, Christian Rodriguez, also a sophomore. Plenty of youth here on this team. Coach Campbell, as you take a look at him, first-year head coach. He was at Llano, also an assistant in Frisco. Came back from Llano to the Metroplex just to get close to home. There's a nice bunt. And a force out at second. And moving, or at first, and moving down to second is Rodriguez. So well done with the bunt. So we've seen some sacrifices by both teams. As you look at Torres there, who came out of the catcher's box, quickly scooped and tossed. And now R.J. Benitez, the senior, batting in the number 3 spot. RJ 286 overall this year. Trouble scoring runs. That's the problem with this Irving team, and that's probably the reason that Coach Campbell had the infield in, John, in the top of the first. Is his club has had trouble scoring, and he's got to keep the opposition off the board as well if his young players has a chance to win this one. Right up the middle. Who's going to get it? Meza. Got to make a quick move. Can't. Throws to third, hoping to get Rodriguez snapping. Doesn't. I give RJ a base hit. It was a slow hit. I don't think they could get him even with a clean field.
Yeah, the transfer from the glove to the bare hand, and Benitez was very close to being on first base anyways. A high chop, one hopper, and Meza having a charge. And then, pretty doubtful. Benitez just with ample speed down the base paths and a pinch runner at first base.
Yeah, Malcolm Mesius is now the pinch runner. So with one out, Tigers in great shape here to try to score at least one as Diego Diaz, sophomore shortstop, up. So let's see how Duffer responds with 2 runners on and only 1 out here in the bottom of the first.
Pretty good chance with runners at the corners and just 1 out.
You're right, chance Malcolm Mesius is at first. Fouled off to the right. Not much of a breeze. 69, 70 degrees at first pitch. No soccer games going on, no softball games going on in the complex. This is the only one. As Diaz fights that one off high and tight to Duffer, and he's working ahead on the count now. One of the few moments here in the bottom of the first. Even the infield, the outfield, John, if you look, right field, left field, playing in a little bit.
Especially in right, Parker Estrada.
Swung on and missed. Catcher goes to first as the runner was moving, Benitez or Malcolm Mesius. So there's a strikeout. Catcher to first, so there's 2 down, and now the pressure's on Jose Contreras, another sophomore, batting 5th with runners at second and third and 2 outs. Base hit, could score 2. Jose with 3 RBIs to his credit so far. Swings at the first pitch.
Tigers coming off a couple of losses last week to Marcus. Or Flower Mound, rather. Lost 6-1 and 3-0.
Well, both schools are good. It could have been either one. Fastball to right past the first baseman, Garcia. That's going to score 2. Rodriguez is in. Mesius is in. And with the clutch hit is Contreras knocking in 2, and the Tigers are on top 2-0.
The old seeing eye single. He goes the other way just by Garcia. Couldn't get leather on it. And a nice 2-0 start for the Irving Tigers. Kind of hugs the line and just eludes Garcia. And a couple of runs early for the Tigers.
Jose a little mad at himself he didn't go to second. He had some room. But he's going to sit tight at first with 2 down. And the third straight sophomore, David Loza, the right fielder, now up. David came into this game leading the team in RBIs with 5. Behind the count. Swung on and missed. Outfield still playing relatively shallow, John.
Yeah, they are not very deep at all.
There's a curve ball that didn't curve. Got away from Duffer. Torres makes a pretty nifty move to keep that one from going all the way to the back. Nice little hole between second and first. Left fielder Rodriguez playing in. There's another one that's past the pitcher. Although Contreras not much of a threat to run. So they keep him safe at first. There's, again, Coach Campbell. Inside, ball 4.
Second walk given up. Or the first walk given up by Duffer, and on the year, his 16th.
That'll bring up the second baseman, Jonathan Medina, the junior. In a slump, batting under 100. And looks at the first pitch as a called strike. 3 singles in this inning. That's our 2 down here in the bottom of the first. Ball looked good, but maybe a little low. Duffer keeping his cool on the mound. I'm surprised they didn't question the call. Swung on and missed by Medina. Not much of a threat on the bases, no one getting a lead off. And Medina goes down on strikes. So there were 2 strikeouts in the inning. Tigers leave 2, but they do score 2. And we're through 1. Tigers on top, 2-0.
A walk, couple of strikeouts, and 3 hits for the Irving Tigers, who started the year winning 2 of the first 4 games. In district play, they started with a couple of losses to Marcus, and as we said, coming off the back-to-back losses to the Jaguars of Flower Mound.
John, did you know today was National Spinach Day?
Was it a green thing today?
Not much of a spinach guy. What about you? I'll take it on my salad, but
occasionally to change it up with a little kale, just
kale. Oh, I'm glad you brought that up.
Not spinach day, kale day.
What's the deal with kale? It's as rough as sandpaper.
Yeah,
how can you eat that stuff?
It's pretty rough. It's a good change of pace.
Okay. Well, I will give you mine the next time I have some, because I will not eat that roughage. So the Cardinals have the pitcher, number 4, 5, and 6 hitters here in the second. Duffer, Estrada, and Garcia. Down by a couple. As a team, Cardinals bat .265. And Benitez got his counterpart to chase a breaking ball way outside. Thing about this new field, seems like you can pick up the ball really easy, or at least we can. You can see it a lot easier than we have in the past.
It really reflects off the lighting much better than I thought, especially the later the night gets. The easier it is to pick up.
Way outside. All of the programs in Irving, the high school softball and boys baseball, of course, with the new turf. We'll talk about that here in a minute. It was a process, and in fact, Coach Campbell was telling me he had to wait 3 weeks after the beginning of when they could start practicing before they were through with his field. So they were playing in some rough areas, he said, not quite the smoothest playing surface. Then they come here and the kids are like in heaven. He said the kids like it. They seem like they can field better on the surface. 3 and 2, hit high to left. Millen back and has it for out number 1.
Well, it's new, it's improved, and yeah, there's nothing like seeing something for the first time and getting a chance to play on it. This is your yard, and it's just a clean look.
And most importantly, as our executive producer brought up, they don't have to rake it or anything when the day's over.
Game times,
yeah.
You know, it usually
Don't
going
have
to
do all
start
that
right on time.
maintenance. Coach can give a longer speech.
Coach Canan said the one thing he misses, he likes to mow grass. He kind of misses mowing the grass. You're so used to doing that year after year, but it shortens the time. You're home earlier. It's good for the
Reminds
family.
me of my neighborhood. I think I'm the only guy that mows my own yard. There's a lost art. Everybody just pays someone to do it.
Is it self-fulfilling?
Yeah, but it's not riding. Parker Estrada, the right fielder, batting 5th here in the top of the 2nd. Again, outside, and RJ having a hard time finding the outside corner. Bounces that one in. The outfield play a few steps deeper than the Cardinals' counterpart as we take a look at the ball field. Pretty green. Center field, Colin Horn, he's about halfway in. And again, it gets away from Benitez, and it's a walk, his 2nd. And that'll bring up Tony Garcia.
As green as a newly mowed field in Dublin.
Oh. Garcia tied for 2nd on this team in RBIs with 12. And with 1 down. Don't think he'll advance. Hits it pretty nice to Millen in left. He can only watch it bounce in front of him. First true base hit given up by Benitez. So Estrada's at 2nd, Garcia at 1st, Alec Rodriguez, the left fielder, stepping in for his first time tonight. He's close to the 300 mark overall as a batter. And you take a look there down at 2nd base, and Estrada getting the lead off. So now Bird's trying to counter here in the top of the 2nd, try to equalize this game. Fastball hit high in the infield. Infield fly rule in effect. Contreras puts a squeeze on it, and there's 2 down.
Well, they got the double play to end the 1st inning, and perhaps if they can get this 3rd out, the threat would have been raced.
And the brand new player, Jorge Meza, the shortstop, number 25, just brought up for Coach Canan. Swings at the first pitch, fouled right back out of play. So as he was trying to make those plays at short to start the game, it just now dawns on me, here's a guy playing in his first varsity game. He had to have the jitters.
A little shaky.
Went after the curveball. I would say with a senior pitching against a freshman like this, this is RJ's moment to get the out and get out of the inning.
About as intimidating as you could have it with your home field and ahead of the count at 0-2.
Served him up a pretty good breaking ball see if he comes back to the breaking pitch again on the 0-2 count. Fastball outside.
And Jorge lives for another pitch.
So one thing I've noticed about Benitez here in the first couple of innings, he likes to try to get those corners. And he'll pitch outside no matter if you're a righty or a lefty. Foul right back. And Jorge hangs in there again. The Cardinals in their traveling red. As you take a look at Ryan Canan down the third base line. A couple of years as head coach at Ranch View. Also an assistant at Irving. Mesa does not bite. And you know, he's got to get comfortable a little bit the more pitches that he sees. Like the Cardinals traveling uniforms in red, and the Cardinal in script. You probably like the birds on there.
I like the birds on the bat.
Foul ball. Count remains at 2-2. Yeah, with MacArthur being a Cardinal, it fits in with a pro football team or a professional baseball team. Don't know of any basketball teams called the Cardinals, except Louisville.
Louisville Cardinals and Lamar.
Nothing
in Beaumont.
Nothing pro. Yeah, Beaumont. 2-2 offering. Straight to center. Horn will have to come in a hurry. Can't do it. They're going to hold the runner at third. And they're going to throw back in, and they almost get the guy napping. They do at second base. Garcia caught, making too wide of a turn at second. And when this is said and done, Canan may say, gosh, I wish I'd have sent him.
There's going to be a base hit for Mesa as Colin Horn has to play that high hop, kind of a defensive mode, picks it up, and then Diaz at short. Hey, look what I got. I got to play here. And there is out number 3, and they strand 2.
So for the second straight inning, John, you got that tag up in the first where Millen got the runner Torres coming home, and now here in the second, after the base hit, you get Garcia making too big of a turn at second, and they're able to throw him out from center to short.
Yeah, they're living right. A couple of nice defensive plays to in those innings for the Cardinals.
John, you want to talk field a little bit? Let's do it, shall we?
Okay, well, this was quite a process. It really was. It all started back in the fall. The removal of the grass, the outfields, the existing grass, the top base crushed gravel, of a sub base also that allows the drainage. Turf came in large rolls laid out on the field, lines up, one roll kind of overlapping the other. And then a tractor spreading that mixture of the infield and sand over the turf in layers to build up the turf. Then it's brushed and groomed to avoid any trapping of the fibers. And there's the look when it's ready to play.
Looks pretty.
Going to pay dividends in the future.
I'm sure that's what they're hoping. So it's going to be Millen, Orlando Hernandez, and back to the top of the order. In the bottom of the second. Tigers clutch hitting, good play defensively. That's what you get for wins, and they're doing it so far here, just through an inning and a half. Fastball by Duffer, and he had such a long inning, throwing to 7 batters back in the first. Curveball outside. I was wondering if he would maybe stick more to just the fastball here in the second. Let his defense do the job. And Strada and right. Boy, he is really playing shallow. Swung on a missed. Third strikeout now in the evening. 2 in a row for Duffer.
And for the year, strikeout number 23. Came in with a record of 0-4, senior.
You might look back on this game and say, I wish I had that first inning over again.
Start again.
Hernandez, he's the DH. Right now he leads the team in strikeouts, not a lead that you really want to have on the squad. Count even at 1-1, top of the order. Christian Rodriguez due up next. Fastball on the outside corner, pretty pitch by Duffer. Hernandez just stared at that one all the way across the plate.
So what you're saying, Rob, is with the absence of the grass and the dirt, we can't talk about that mixture. You were the godfather of sod.
Well, our new mixture apparently is, you know, the sand and tires and whatever else they put out there. There's our new mixture.
Goodyear Firestone.
Uh-huh. It's away from him. Some good speed on the pitch. John believes they painted the fence because his numbers aren't out there.
I believe it was 310 down the lines and 380 to dead center.
Why not? And another K. Now up to 4. We go to the top of the order. So that's 3 strikeouts in a row. Going back to the bottom of the first, and Rodriguez, who got a base hit to start things off here in the bottom of the first, just like that. Here he finds himself batting again in the second inning. Not a lot of batters get that luxury. Pretty pitch, nice swing, but Rodriguez comes up empty.
Duffer's getting a lot of first pitch strikes.
Didn't have that in the first inning. Now he's pitching ahead on the count. We've seen these pitchers hit ahead on the count. They're just so much more relaxed. 0-2, he can throw up some sort of junk and just hope that Rodriguez swings at it. He goes with the fastball instead.
Overthrew that one and missed down low.
Foul balls.
Field almost in complete shade. There is a slither of sun out in right field. And that's it. Approaching 7:30.
Yeah, rung him up, struck out the side. Strike 3 called, inning over. 5 Ks now in 2 innings for Duffer. And we have finished 2 innings of ball. 2-0, Irving on top. Back with more in a moment. Timely hitting and good defense so far, the name of the game, as the Tigers have opened up a 2-0 lead on their arch rivals from MacArthur. And as we start the top of the third with the calls, John Nelson.
All right, Rob, bottom of the order, and a 2-0 lead for senior R.J. Benitez. He'll work to the designated hitter, Jaden Del Angel, and takes a first pitch strike at the belt. Torres to follow, then Marufo. Jason hitting .346. And the 0-1 offering. Breaking pitch on the corner, strike 2. Cardinals started out the year winning 4 of their first 5, but of late having dropped 7 of their last 8. They were a playoff team last year. 0-2 pitch is swung on, and this one peels off the right side and towards the elementary school just behind us.
I wonder if the staff at the elementary school in these mornings they come in and unlock the doors and there's all these baseballs.
Baseball in the hall.
Uh-huh.
Couldn't hold up on a pitch at the letters, and Del Angel a strikeout victim, the first tonight for senior R.J. Benitez. Now the top of the order, Junior Torres, who walked So his batting average stays at a hefty 487. Comes in with a slugging percentage of over 900. A lot of total bases and takes one down low. Team leader in hits, RBIs, and doubles. 0-1 pitch is swung on. Here's a drive to deep left field. If it's fair, it's gone. It is a foul ball by a couple of feet.
He got every bit of that, didn't he?
It's still going. In the area, the hitting leaders, a young man over at Sunset, I believe he's a junior, hitting over 600. And then Junior Torres at 487. But a lot of total bases. He's got 2 home runs. Goes off that pitch up high. Slugging percentage, total bases divided into times at bat. And computes at 929. Next pitch is a let-up pitch taken a little bit upstairs. Didn't miss by much. And the count at 3-1.
Wonder what the mindset is of Mac having him as a leadoff hitter. I guess they feel like he has the best chance of getting on board for someone else to bring him in instead of vice versa.
3-1 pitch stays inside, ball for the second walk for Torres. 1 on, 1 out. And here's the third baseman, Anthony Marufo.
So 2 walks for Torres, now up to 20 walks on the season. High school baseball coaches used to say, get that leadoff guy on board and there's a good chance he's going to score.
Not running, double play ball. And unable to get to it is Medina as it trickles out. Just beyond the shortstop position, it'll be an E4 charge to Medina as it gets away, and Torres able to move over to third. So runners at the corners.
Something Irving's been able to dodge for 2 innings, and that is playing very well in the field of play, but Medina just had a hard time coming up with the ball and was handcuffed, and he tried to flip it to Diaz. Diaz was already out of position, or really in position, but he threw it to where he thought he would be, and now you got runners in scoring position.
It was a perfect double play ball for Medina to handle. And now runners at the corners, Raymond Perucci up for the second time. Short lead to first and third. Pitch coming home and a fly ball lifted into right field. Lining it up is a right fielder, puts it away. That's Loza tagging at third and coming home. The first run of the game for the Cardinals. Junior Torres steps on home.
Ironically, John, if you recall, it was Torres that got thrown out of the plate last time in the first when Perucci lined out to left field and they doubled him up. But this time a little further to go, and also think that maybe Torres got a better jump.
So Marufo stays at first. And here's the pitcher, Trenton Duffer. Righty-lefty matchup, and the pitch down low from R.J. Benitez, the senior.
Also notice that Perucci also swung at that first pitch. Maybe that was a difference. Able to go the opposite way and get some distance on it.
Duffer did go the other way his first time up, flied out to left. Runner is off. Pitch is hit a mile high into right field. Loza on the run, still on the run, and is able to pick it off. In short right field for out number 3. So a little damage. It could have been worse. Well, the Tigers, as the Cards score a run on no hits, 1 error, and 1 left. It's the middle of the third. Our score, the Tigers of Irving 2, the Cardinals of Mac 1.
I think the Cardinals will take it. I think if you had talked to Ryan Canan, he would say, look, I think the numbers are on our side and we're going to score some runs. And as long as we don't dig too big of a hole to start things out, we're going to eventually score some runs and knock away at this. And now it's up to Irving to try to counter and keep at least a 2-run cushion.
Right at twilight, field in complete shade. Beautiful late March. A little bit of breeze blowing in from dead center field as you see the shot from low home. Warm-up tosses for Duffer.
Asked Coach Campbell, I said, Coach, you know you're in one of the toughest districts in the Metroplex. Yeah, I just wanted to get home, be close by. Well, here's a reason. Look at this. You've got Marcus, you've got Flower Mound, just in our district, and then you've got those other ones, Byron, Nelson, South Lake, right next door, and Allen. They're all right next door to us, and so as you look at the top 10, you've got some pretty good teams there. Prosper coming out of nowhere just to go to 6A. By the way, Prosper was the city of the day on Sirius FM, the 60s channel.
Yeah, they honor Prosper today.
They did, because it was Leonard Nimoy's birthday. And they said, live long and what?
Live long and prosper.
There you go.
Well, the good captain turned 88 earlier this week. Captain Kirk turned 88. In the dugout as where it stays. Cardinals scatter, but there's a ball coming out, and that's a good sign.
All is well.
Man. There's protection, then there's a ball that's hit.
And then there's a clipboard to protect you with. See? That's what he's saying. I use my clipboard.
Serves as a blocking board as well. Andrew Benitez leads it off. Andrew, one of 4 juniors. Swings and misses on a pitch on the outside edge. Andrew with a sac bunt that advanced Christian Rodriguez back in the first. Bottom of the third, 2-1.
Save the phone, use the clipboard.
Swing and a miss. And there is strikeout number 6 for senior Trenton Duffer. On the year, his 26th K. He has now fanned the last 5. 5 have gone down via strikes. And here's R.J. Benitez, the opposing pitcher.
Came in with 20 strikeouts and 15 walks. He's helping the ratio in this one.
And looking for win number 1 on the year. R.J. singled and scored a run back in that first inning. That one in on the hands, but got the inside black. Count level at 1. Diego Diaz to follow.
Throwing a lot of strikes since that first inning.
This one chopped foul. And the count goes at 1-2. Tigers overall last year finished 6-17. Matt Sarter, the head coach last year. They come into tonight trying to snap a 5-game losing streak, and the 1-2 pitch, that one got away from Duffer as Torres has to reach out to the right. Pitch stays low as Duffer kind of turns his back to the plate.
You were talking about Sarter. Well, Coach Campbell, Sarter will play Louisville next week. Sarter is now an assistant coach at Louisville. But what makes that game even more intriguing is the fact that Coach Campbell's dad is the head baseball coach at Louisville.
Really?
So, and then he was telling me that he was the ball boy when De Los Santos, who's the head football coach here, they both went to the same high school together, and he was the the ball boy when De Los Santos was playing.
Well, that's keeping it close in the coaching fraternity,
isn't it?
Chance Malcolmisi is running at first for Benitez. Diego Diaz shows bunt, pitch way up high, throw down to first, and a pretty close play as Garcia made the tag, but Malcolmisi is back before the tag.
I don't know if Torres was waiting on Garcia to get back to first because he double clutched. It was just enough time for Malcolmisius to get back to first base, just that split second. There's Campbell there calling the plays.
Trenton Duffer making his 5th start of the year. Pitch on the way, right down the middle. And the count even at 1. Tigers on top, 2-1. We play in the bottom of the third. 1 on, 1 out. Short lead by Malcolmesius as Duffer goes that way. Tigers did beat another Tiger team, Lancaster, 3 weeks ago. That was their last win. A 3-1 decision. So we're going to miss in the count at 1-2 on the Irving shortstop. Runners off. The pitch is swung on and chopped foul as they start the runner, Malcolmesius. Duffer set at the belt. Goes to first, his third throw, and Malcolmesius able to reach the bag safely.
Well, maybe with 2 outs, you wouldn't be so concerned with Malcolmesius at first, but
see if they send him. They do. The pitch is outside. No throw as Malcolmesius wipes second. Torres couldn't get it out of the glove in time, and now the Tigers with a man in scoring position and a 2-2 count at the plate. Estrada shallow and right. Perucci pulled over in center, way upstairs. And the count goes to full. Look again to the dugout for the sign to give to Duffer. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on and drilled off the glove of the third baseman, Marufo. Rounding third is Malcolmesius. He'll score. Moving up is Diaz, and an RBI for Diego Diaz. It is 3-1. An insurance run for RJ Benitez.
well, Diego with a clutch piece of hitting there, slapping it past Marufo at third. Really got around on the ball very quickly. And Malcolmesius, who also scored the second run of the ball game as a pinch runner, comes around uncontested, and the Irving Tigers have an answer for MacArthur in the bottom part of the third.
Time called as Duffer draws a visit. 3 runs on 4 hits now for the Irving Tigers, and a 2-run lead, and Jose Contreras, who drove in a couple of runs back in the first, will be the next hitter.
I don't know if Duffer loses focus when there's runners on board.
Really worried about the runner at first.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know, he, with nobody on, he gets up there and, strikes out 5 in a row. He has that 1 walk and then just kind of loses the concentration during the walk. Maybe he's thinking about the walk, but at one point it looked like he was back in a groove.
So here's the first baseman, Jose Contreras. Runner at second is Diego Diaz. 1 out, 1 run home. Dive and a save by Junior Torres. The MAC pitching staff allowing right at 8 runs a game. 3-1, or the next pitch now goes to 2-0 as Duffer misses again.
And you know what happens when you pitch behind, then you give up an easy one to hit sometimes trying to get even.
Hitters count. A swing and a ground ball hit to Mesa. It's short. He'll go to first as Diaz motors over to third. And there was out number 2.
That was a big out for Duffer, but it was also a big out for the freshman Mesa. First one that he has had an assist in since being called up to the varsity. And you know that's got to make him feel a little relaxed.
Swing a foul tip into the middle of Junior Torres. You love those ground balls hit right at you. It gives you time to set up, anchor your foot, and make a good throw to first. 0-1 pitch to right fielder David Losa. Short hopped and Torres has to block it.
It's not the first time you said that.
No, that's been kind of a steady rhythm. Look from beyond center field. And the 1-1 pitch is swung on and missed. And now Duffer ahead. A ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the third.
Same time, you can't get too cute with the breaking ball. With the guy at third.
There's ball 2 as Duffer kind of falls away on the follow through, kind of more towards the third base side. Deuce is wild, and the break-even pitch is swung on and missed, and Trenton Duffer has just collected strikeout number 7, but the Tigers get an insurance run on 1 hit, no errors, and a runner left. After 3 complete, it is now Irving 3 and MacArthur 1.
John, I was scanning the local paper. They have like a player of the week, and I saw a name Rombach in there. And I said, could that be? And yes, Nate Rombach, who plays for Mansfield Legacy, his grandfather was Rombach, the head coach. Bob Rombach at Duncanville High School for all those years, very successful. And his grandson plays at Legacy. 6'4", 215 pounds, already has a scholarship offer from Tech. And in 18 games, he hit .450 with 4 homers and 32 RBIs. His coach was saying what he really has liked about his player is the fact that he's learning to hit the ball to all parts of the field, not just pull it every time. He was at district MVP last year. I remember calling a basketball game with Bob's son at South Grand Prairie back in the 80s.
You've seen them all.
Oh, yeah, it just makes you old, that's all.
You did their sons' games. You did their father's games. Shall we
just
move
stop.
on?
Yep, stop right there.
Swing and a miss as Benitez fires a strike to right fielder Parker Estrada, who walked back in the second. Garcia to follow, then Rodriguez here in the top of the fourth. Senior R.J. Benitez throws. There's a ball lifted into left field. Damian Millen lining it up and makes the two-handed catch for out number 1. R.J. has walked 3, struck out 1. And Millen has been busy. Figured in that double play back in the first. Records the out there.
In fact, John, 5 of the outs have been to the outfield,
including the sac fly in that third. Here's Tony Garcia, the first baseman. Swings and misses on a pitch upstairs. Garcia singled and was out trying to take the extra base in the second. Run on a couple of hits for the MacArthur Cardinals. Overall 8-12. 0-4 in district play. Got away from the senior right-hander and the count even at 1.
His brother, the catcher, is like, come on, man.
Well,
give me a break.
Lately, Rob has been all MAC in this series. They have dominated pretty much last 12 meetings. Another fly ball. This one behind second, and the second baseman, Medina, there to make the catch behind the bag for out number 2. Another fly ball out, and quickly 2 gone here in the fourth.
Yep, 7th fly out. I'm trying to look. They haven't had really, what, a traditional throw out?
Not really, no.
strikeouts or pop-ups. You know, a couple of times they've caught runners on the bases, but no traditional ground out so far tonight.
Alec Rodriguez couldn't hold up. He went around.
It'd be great if we go through the whole game without a traditional ground out.
Tradition, new tradition. Old rules out the book. It's all about 27 outs. Well, 21 here. The windup, and Benitez's next pitch is swung through and missed, and a 1-2-3 inning. How about that for the senior right-hander, R.J. Benitez? His second strikeout as the Cards go in order. Middle of the fourth, 3-1. Irving High on top.
Well, this game being recorded on March 26th, 2019. Major League Baseball season, at least for the Rangers, about to open. Last time at Globe Life Park. And the first time to open up against the Cubbies, who have a couple of former Ranger pitchers on their staff. I understand they may face both Darvish and I want to say Hamlin.
Cole Hamels.
Cole Hamels.
Yeah, the lefty that
Might
found a home in Chicago.
Yep, might face them both in the series.
Coming up for your Tigers, number 5, Jonathan Medina.
Jonathan Medina leads it off. 7, 8, and 9 in the Irving batting order here in the home half of the fourth. No season should start before April. You on board with that?
Yes.
And a swing and a miss on the first pitch from Trenton Duffer. It's just so weird to have game start
in March.
26th, 27th.
Well, heck, they even started
Seattle
before
overseas.
that, didn't they? Yeah,
Yep.
Japan.
Medina, strikeout victim back in the first. Lifts one out of play, off to the right.
Now, on the flip side of that, I would say let's start them in March, back before the Rangers started to build their new stadium that's air conditioned, because it's cooler in March.
1-2 pitch. Outside.
But by and large, yeah.
Yeah, no game should start before April. And I'm for bringing back Ladies' Day. How about bringing back Ladies'
Why
Day
not?
and Father's Day?
How about Farm Day?
Yeah, with
Farm
teams
and
hurting for
Ranch.
attendance. A 3-2 count at the plates on second baseman Jonathan Medina. They lost him, a leadoff walk. Third given up by Duffer.
Number 17, Damian
Second time in 4 innings that the Tigers have had their leadoff batter reach base.
Thing about Farm and Ranch night, though, it had to be a doubleheader. They did all the shenanigans between games.
Bunted, pushed up the first base line. Duffer off the mound, and nobody at first as it gets away in short right field. Jonathan Medina will move over to third. Millen putting it in play, and Duffer got the pickup, but Garcia a little bit too far off the bag at first. And runners at the corners.
Garcia gets caught in no man's land. Nice bunt laid down by Millen, and Garcia thought he was going to have to come up and make the play instead of the pitcher. And if you notice there, Garcia was way off.
Runner is off, and a run down here at third. There's the tag for out number 1 as Millen moves up to second. Medina tagged out as they started both runners.
Yep. Coach Campbell going for the double steal. And when Medina saw the pitch, and the catcher Torres alertly noticed Medina was halfway down, and all Medina could do was just sit there and hope that Millen would get down to second. So now it's Irving's turn to almost run themselves out of an inning.
1-0 count at the plate to Rolando Hernandez, way up high. So they started both runners. One of them erased. And a 2-0 count to the DH. Rolando Hernandez hitting for second baseman outside.
I think maybe if Medina had another shot at that, he wouldn't commit quite as early.
So close to pulling off that perfect double steal, but runner out, trying to come in from third.
Almost like the suicide squeeze, unless Hernandez missed the call and he wanted the bunt.
Hernandez hitting for Colin Horn, the center fielder, and gonna put him on here, the intentional walk. That'll constitute a force on any base as it brings up the top of the order Christian Rodriguez. So 2 on, 1 out. Christian has singled and struck out. Duffer throws and almost hit him as it gets away, and both runners move up on the wild pitch. Hernandez moves up to second. Damian Millen takes third. And Rodriguez had to jackknife away from that pitch inside.
Torres has been all over the place behind the plate. This one really curved inside, tailed off. It brings out the what ifs though on the Irving side. What if Medina would have held pat at third that time? He would have scored there. You know, this game's full of what ifs.
Well, second guess that you are.
And third.
2-0 the count on the third baseman. Christian Rodriguez came in batting .225. There's a lead runner at third, Damian Millen. Over but high, ball 3. Tigers on top, 3-1. And in a jam here, Trenton Duffer. Got the strike as Rodriguez taking all the way.
First base is open.
Set, here it comes. A swing and a miss as he lunges for one outside, and it brings the count to full. Duffer quick to work. He's coming home. Same pitch and able to dispatch Rodriguez. And there's strikeout number 8. Out number 2. Runners remain at second and third. And here's the catcher, Andrew Benitez. Andrew with a sacrifice bunt in the first, struck out in the third. It's where was he hit on the knee, and that will load the bases as Benitez drops quickly. Drilled and will slow walk it to first. And the bases are full.
You know, with the new field, you can't rub any dirt on it.
Well,
yeah, inside of the foot perhaps. Right around the shin area. That's the same type of pitch that Torres had to go for the other pitcher, or the other batter prior, which he was able to mishandle, and now we're going to have a pinch runner over at first base.
yeah, it's number 9. Who's number 9 in
Tamayo.
your roster?
Chris Tamayo.
Yeah, you can't rub any dirt. You can't rub that line with your cleat when you lead off a first to maybe set a starting position. Can't reach down off of the rubber, get a handful of dirt if you're the pitcher. A lot of things.
I don't even
Have
see a
gone by the
rosin
wayside.
bag out there, do you?
I don't either. I thought I was looking for one in the warm-ups, and I didn't see one at all either. I don't need that dry surface, that turf the quick dry sand during rain delays. So the bases are full. Tamayo the runner at first. And the batter is the pitcher, R.J. Benitez. 3-1, Tigers on top. And takes a strike from Trenton Duffer, trying to get out of a jam here in the fourth. Chris Tamayo, one of 6 seniors for Coach Stephen Campbell. Base is full. 0-1 pitch. Dives inside.
The breaking ball into the batter has not been a friend of Duffer's in this inning in particular.
He's set, works from the stretch with the bases loaded. Here's one line to the second baseman, Silva, who drops to a knee and makes a nice catch for out number 3. Hit hard, but second baseman Andrew Silva right there as the Tigers leave them loaded here in the bottom of the fourth, but they have a 2-run lead at 3-1. Back with more on our ICTN Game of the Week here at Tiger Yard. Beautiful sunset in the west as we get set to play here in the top half of inning number 5 at Tiger Yard, a 3-1 lead. Left-hander Trenton Duffer with 8 strikeouts, but he trails by a couple of runs, and Jorge Meza, the shortstop, will lead it off for the Cards. RJ Benitez a run on a couple of hits. This one fouled straight back. 8, 9, and 1 in the batting order here in the 5th.
I wouldn't say that RJ has been overpowering, but he's kept control of it and let the guys behind him do their job.
Just hope he has enough gas left in the tank here in the late innings. Has been staked to a 2-run lead, and Meza has one of those 2 hits. Lets that one pass, and that one didn't miss by much.
They do have a pitch count. I remember, was it about a year ago that took into effect?
There is strike 3 on a swing and a miss, and strikeout number 3 for Benitez. Is that the rule for the age, 16, 17, 18? Or is it pretty much universal? I couldn't remember when they had those new rules a couple of years ago.
All
60
involved,
after 6 or something.
And I'm looking at the scoreboard. One of them's got 83 pitches, if that is correct.
This one bounces away. The DH, Jaden Delangel. Delangel struck out back in the 3rd. Cards won both games last year, a lopsided 2-game series with the Tigers, winning 15-0 and 13-0. Junior Torres due up next. Softball next week at Nimitz. Swing and a miss, and the count at 1-1. Breaking pitch is a nice one. It froze Delangel. And the count at 1-2. RJ Benitez with a record of 0-3. He's out here working his 27th inning of the year. Throws, and did he go around? A ball hit 2 feet in front of the plate. Delangel did swing at it. It'll be a strikeout and a put out for Andrew Benitez. And quickly 2 gone here in the top of the 5th.
Both 2 to 3 putouts, huh?
Yeah.
Let's see. With only 4 days of rest, you can throw no more than 110 pitches before pitching again.
Well, that one caught Benitez. as the head coach comes out, Stephen Campbell, to settle him down. So it's 100 after 4?
110 totally.
110 total.
4 days of rest.
They'll play again Friday. That was the same pitch that Del Angel swung on.
Well, at this point, Benitez is in much better shape than Duffer.
He's got to face the team's best hitter. Torres lays off with that one. Count 0-2. Or 2-0 rather on Junior Torres, who has walked twice and scored a run. Average stays at 487. The leg kick and the 2-0 pitch. Did not offer. 3-0.
He's not going to give him anything to hit.
Yeah, Marufo's going to see it at bat here.
No. With 2 walks already, Torres hadn't seen much.
There's a strike. Benitez with a fastball on the outside corner. And there is ball 4, and Marufo will see an at bat. Third walk for Torres, and on the night, walk number 4 for Benitez.
Torres is too good of a hitter to chase that last pitch. It's probably one of the many reasons he walks so much.
You'd hate to be that third out, down 3-1. Anthony Marufo up for the third time. Benitez set at the belt, and this one bounces, stopped nicely by Andrew Benitez.
Wouldn't that be something if he struck out, catcher dropped the ball and had to throw to first?
Again?
Yeah.
1-0 pitch. Comes inside, got the inside black. Marufo takes it, and the count even at 1.
It even fooled me.
Yeah, it happened in a hurry. Short lead at first by Torres. RJ, ball behind the right hip, now steps off the rubber. There's the distance. The short lead at first, as you see, by Torres. RJ set. Here's a pitch swung on and chopped on 2 bounces off of the glove of Rodriguez. All hands safe, and runners on first and second. Christian Rodriguez unable to handle it. Second error committed tonight by the Irving Tigers, and it sends up to center fielder Raymond Perucci.
Here's a guy that can get your runs back in a hurry.
Perucci has flied out twice, one resulting in a double play back in the first. 3-1. Go ahead run to the plates. And a swing and a fly ball lifted into right field. Loza on the run, catches up with it, and makes the catch for out number 3. Cards strand 2 more. They have left 5 on base. As we go to the middle half of inning number 5, it is still 3-1. Irving High on top.
So we touched upon the fact that it'll be opening day at the ballpark. And John, I understand you checked out the new grub, perhaps?
Yeah, they had a deal yesterday where they're introducing some of the new concession items this year. The foul pole. They got a red, white, and blue hot dog. They got some sliders. They have some of your buffalo wings wrapped in bacon.
Oh, now we're talking.
Very tasty. A very nice way to spend the afternoon.
My next question. Did you get to taste everything?
Yeah, I sampled about 3 or 4 that they had to offer.
The foul pole.
Yeah, the foul pole was cut up in about 100 different slices. It's a 24-inch fried chicken battered delicacy gut bomb. It's where diets go to expand.
Did they paint it yellow?
Yeah, close. That's what
cheese. That's what they should use. They should use nacho cheese and make it yellow.
Baseball is all about where diets just go out the window.
I was going to say they go to die, but I don't want to use that word.
No.
with eating the food or anything, but
Yeah, a little different cuisine. But it was fun. For the last time at the ballpark. Ranger fans get a chance not only to see the Cubs, but the Cardinals come in. Got some nice interleague games this year. For the Tigers in the bottom of the fourth, shortstop Diego Diaz swings and misses.
what's your prediction on the Cubby Ranger percentage of fans? 60-40?
60, weird. I was going to say exactly that, 60-40. Swing and a miss, and then on Sunday it'll be about 80-20. No, I don't. They really come out in droves, and that's so true for Boston and New York. But the Cubs don't come here often. 0-2 pitch, chases one outside, and Duffer collects strikeout number 9. 9 strikeouts, 3 walks, and gets the first out here in the bottom of the 5th.
Noticed someone in my neighborhood trying to unload Cubs seats for like $200 a seat.
Ooh.
It's not the World Series.
No, it's not.
Okay, those would be even more, but you get my idea.
Contreras swings and hits one into left center field. Alec Rodriguez is there and locks it up for out number 2. And Rob, another fly ball out if you're keeping count.
I am. Just a second. Recorded by Mac, but this is a good inning so far for the young man pitching right there, Duffer, on his pitch count.
There's David Loza, the right fielder. And Loza swings and misses. David has walked and struck out.
He can get Loza pretty quickly. I think that'll buy him 2 more innings, at least at this rate.
Dances away from that one. Irving overall 3-11. They've lost 5 in a row. As Duffer looking in, gets a target given by Junior Torres. A wave and a miss. And Duffer ahead now, ball and 2 strikes. David came in batting an even .250. Duffer set. And that one down low and away. Two out here in the 5th. And there's strike 3 on the corner. Loza caught looking, and strikeout number 10 for senior left-hander Trenton Duffer. Tigers go in order. In the 5th, we'll go to the 6th. Irving High with a 2-run lead over the Cardinals.
Let's go ahead and look at the 5-6A standings, and got the traditional names: South Lake year in and year out. Really salty. Byron Nelson strong, and then kind of a log jam there for those next 2 playoff spots. Keller now with 4 teams in the city. Keller High, the old team, the Indians, but they've got Fossil Ridge and Timber Creek, and the new and Central, the Central Chargers. I can't recall that many high school teams named Chargers off the top of my head.
They're few and far between.
All right, so we'll begin the top of the 6th inning, and they'll lead it off with Trenton Duffer. It'll be Duffer, Estrada, and Garcia here in the 6th. And let's see how long Benitez can hang in there. He's pitched outstanding so far for his Tigers. But except for a couple of strikeouts where the catcher threw down to first, nothing yet. No ground outs to his other infielders. He's up to 69 pitches, so he's pretty much in command of that. it's 2-1. Irving scoring 2 in the first, 1 in the third. Max Long run came back in the third inning. When it started off with a walk and a fielder's choice and a sacrifice fly by Perucci. They've got a few batters to go until they go back to the top of the order. And Benitez looking at his brother Andrew for the call, so let's do it one more time. Right back is the lefty Duffer. Being aggressive, batting right around the 200 mark so far this year. Has struck out 8 times. And tonight he's 0 for 2, both flyouts. And he pops another one up in the infield. Shortstop Diaz calls everyone else off and puts on the squeeze.
Good catch by Diaz. Hit a mile high. Didn't have to move very far, but was able to put the clamps on it. That really helps out Benitez. You never know. We've seen balls dropped that should have been caught.
So another pop out. And Estrada, who's walked and it's going out to left field.
Okay, you were talking about Rombach and some of the talent around the Cardinals getting a right-hander up.
That's Marufo over there, number 4. Yeah, John.
Well, Colleyville Heritage, I mean, I saw Bobby Witt Jr. last year at the ballpark. They had a series with the California All-Stars and the Texas All-Stars.
Popped up left center field. Who wants it? Is it Millen? Yes, the left fielder. Second time now that Estrada has flied out, and there's 2 down.
But, I mean, this team is loaded. Colleyville Heritage, Bobby Witt Jr. projected to be the #1 overall pick in the 2019 MLB draft. They're like 17-1. They've got a kid headed to Baylor. Dallas Baptist, Mason Greer, son of former Ranger Rusty Greer. He's headed to Auburn, if not later. But these kids are Dallas Baptist, New Mexico, A&M. Logan Britt is going to A&M. But that's a scary lineup. There are no easy outs at Colleyville Heritage. They made the semis and the regional semifinals 2 of the last years.
Breaking ball to Rodriguez. Late. Rodriguez just could not field it cleanly, or he would have had him.
Yeah, Heritage in the regional semis 2 years ago, the regional finals last year. But Bobby Witt Jr., I mean, this kid is something else. They timed him going from home to first at 3.2. He hit one off the back of the bullpen wall at the ballpark last year.
Carvajal, number 7, pinch runner for Garcia. Boy, how'd you like to have that in your roster, huh?
Oh, man. Makes it an easy lineup to pencil in, but they're going to be hard to beat.
Pitch count's the only thing that might stop him, huh?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
No, many coaches that'll, back in the old days, they would throw those guys a lot more than 110, I can guarantee you that. Here's the 0-1 fastball, popped up again, left side. Rodriguez in foul territory makes the catch.
Redemption for the third baseman.
Yes. The 11th flyout after 6 innings of play, or 5.5 as we go to the bottom of the 6th.
Cardinals have stranded 6.
Bottom third, Medina, Millen, Hernandez for the Tigers. Looking at all the different mascots between 6A and, or 6-6A and 5-6A, no duplicates. It seems like the animals really lead things in 5-6A with Dragons, Bobcats, Wildcats, Panthers, Eagles, Falcons. All but 2 are not an animal. Been a pretty good night, though, for Trenton Duffer, John, 10 strikeouts.
Yeah, 3 walks. He struck out the side back in the second. Got a lot of first pitch strikes in the second and third innings. Gave up a run in that third, but throwing hard from the outset. 0-4 on the year, trailing by a couple of runs.
One time he had struck out 5 in a row over a span of 3 innings. And now here in the 6th, he's going to try to keep his team within striking distance as they have one more at bat. To wrap things up, Medina, Millen, Hernandez for Irving. So far, an hour, 20 minutes. Check swing, not in time. That's a strike.
On your list of animals, Rob, how would you classify Southlake, the mythical dragon? Would you put that in an animal category?
Sure. Why
Or
not?
by itself?
Yeah, put it in an animal. It's an animal. Mythical, but it's an animal. What's a marauder?
Kind of like a Lone Ranger.
See what it is?
Kind of a caped hero.
Swung on a miss, strike 2. So you're calling a marauder a hero, huh?
Well, I mean, to some, if you have the lead on your side.
Swung on a miss. Strikeout number 11.
Mowing them down here tonight.
Tigers, number 17, Damian Millen.
Third baseman's up, struck out in the second, reached with an error in the 4th. Got a feeling it's going to come down to R.J. Benitez in the 7th. Let's see if he can hold on to this thing. 8 pitches they have on the board that Duffer has tossed. Check swing, foul.
Well, he will face the bottom of the order. Benitez will. In that 7th inning, he's had good luck in the bottom of the order.
Temperatures dropped only about 6 degrees, 64, no wind.
Put on that sweater.
It's Coach Campbell over there with the one-handed grab.
Good range to the right.
Yeah. Way outside to even the count at 2-2. Pitch count at 101 now for Duffer. I think looking back, Trenton would probably say, you know, if I could just be a little more consistent. He has one pitch that's just a beauty, and then he'll throw a couple way outside. That one right there was a beauty. Second strikeout of the inning, 12th of the game. He may rack up 13 strikeouts and get the loss.
He struck out everybody except Contreras in the lineup.
And Malcolm Esius, who pinch ran twice tonight, is going to bat here in the number 9 spot in the bottom of the 6th. Malcolm Esius a little high in the box, breaking ball, slaps at it, going to be a tough play, but goes foul.
Even on grass, it would have been a foul ball.
Absolutely. The odometer has turned over on the pitch count. In the old days, you know, it wouldn't go to 100,000.
No room for triple numbers, but
No. He's starting over.
now, did you ever have a car where you took a picture of the odometer when it turned 99,000 and then
No.
100? Were you that hardcore?
No, but my dad would always, oh, we just turned over to 30. We just turned over to 50, you know. Keep an eye on it.
Like it had a governor.
Yeah.
Your governor was a lead foot.
Torres will have to come up and make the play. He does. So he strikes out the side. 13 strikeouts for Duffer, and it might be in a losing effort. We are through 6. 3-1 Irving, back with the final inning after this. Irving High School starting pitcher R.J. Benitez came into tonight's game. He had 1 save, had not picked up a win, 0-3, ERA of 5.324. And tonight, he's got a 2-run lead as he heads into the top of the 7th and faces the newcomer to varsity, Jorge Meza, number 25. Benitez has got 11 hitters to pop out tonight. That's been the key, not ground outs. Pop outs. It's outside, misses his mark. Struck out 4. Has walked 3. And a couple of errors behind him. Walked 4, check that. 3 of them all to Junior Torres. If you're the Cardinals, if you can get either Meza or Del Angel on base with Torres up, kind of change the complexity a little bit. Foul back. That's pitch number 84 for Benitez.
We'll see the Cardinals next week on ICTNs. They play the Vikings of Nimitz, and then we'll see the Tigers again on the 16th of April, right here against the Nimitz Vikings.
A base hit up the middle. Nice piece of hitting by Jorge Meza as he just waited on that breaking ball. Jumped all over it. He gets a leadoff single in the top of the 7th.
Young freshman with a couple of hits tonight.
Yeah. Got a new hitter. Instead of the Angel in there, Jose Arroyo will now bat.
Okay, he's had 15 plate appearances, 3 hits, 3 RBIs.
Batting in the 9 slot. Cardinals needing 2 runs. Fastball misses. It's a good pitch on a new guy coming off the bench. Just missed the mark. I don't think Meza will be running. I think they're looking for base runners. Need guys on base. Fastball low. And just like that, Arroyo is ahead of the count.
Yeah, look who's on deck.
Yeah, that's going to be Junior Torres, and that's all sorts of trouble with him coming up. I didn't see anybody in the Irving bullpen. Fastball right down the pipe. Too low? Oh,
how'd that miss?
I don't know. That looked like a good pitch, didn't it? So now it's 3-0. Another fastball down the middle. Again, low. 5th free pass offered. Now there's runners at first, second, nobody out. And by far the best hitter on this team for MacArthur up, Junior Torres. So what does Coach Campbell do? Is he going to pull him?
Well, he's going to walk.
No, he's going to walk him. I see. Yeah, just give him the intentional walk.
Well, good news, bad news. I mean, you walk the go-ahead run at first, potential go-ahead run, and then you got to face Anthony Marufo, who has put the ball in play. All 3 plate appearances are reached twice on errors. And a meeting at the mound here, game on the line, 3-1. Tigers lead it here in the 7th.
You've got to think, John, if you're an Irving player, you think about, you look back on what you've done so far. You've dropped 5 straight. You've only won 3 overall. You're not used to getting in a position like this and walking away with a win. This is where the coach really has to coach up his players, get their mind just right.
Well, they haven't done it yet. They haven't indicated the intentional walk to Torres.
Oh, yeah, he's already at first. No, he's at bat.
Got a pinch runner.
Oh, no, they did not walk him. There's runners that, okay. I thought they did at first. They did not. Torres is still up. There's guys at first and second. Maybe it was just a timeout. Campbell was just calling a time, not telling him to go to first. So runners at first and second.
Jaden Delangel is the runner at first.
That's who usually bats at that spot. They're not even going to pitch close, I don't think, to Torres.
Well, he could stand up there with no bat.
I should have left the walk in my scorecard anyway, the way this looks at. Unless Arche just has one get away from him.
Yeah.
Another breaking ball way outside.
Tying run at first. There it is.
Okay.
Just a matter of time. There's the intentional walk. Loads the bases.
You get a force at any base now. And there's a 2-run cushion if you can turn 2. A lot of variables if you do have a double play, and you might let that guy from second go to third. So
yeah, that's Delangel at second.
Mack won them both last year. In fact, Irving never scored in 2018 as Campbell comes back out. Second trip. That usually means we're going to have a pitching change.
Well, let's see. Shortstop has some action.
Diaz is going to take the warm-up pitches.
Diego Diaz, he has a couple of starts this year, appearing in his 6th game now. Has worked 16 2/3 innings and has an ERA of 4.20 in relief of R.J. Benitez in the 7th.
Benitez will go to short, so now you've got a pitcher that's got to turn around and field. You got a shortstop that has pretty good speed and velocity with his pitches that you hope can stay around the plate a little bit, because you can't walk them. One of the toughest calls, John, is when do you pull a guy and when do you leave him in?
Yeah, this tough call on both ends, and truly the game is on the line here as Benitez goes 6 innings. It was responsible now for all the runners on base, and it's up to Diego Diaz.
Diaz has a Cardinal on every base. Tying run at second, go ahead run at first. And Junior Torres, and here comes Marufo, the third baseman. And the first pitch right down the middle and hit the left. Millen is back on it for the first out. They're going to tag the runner, and they're going to cut it off. Coming to home, not in time. Run scores. Now 3-2, but the runners don't advance.
Run charge of Benitez.
So a sac fly and an RBI for Marufo.
Nice swing, and Millen there in medium deep left field as Meza gets in there.
Thing is, no one advanced though. So 1 down. Here comes Perucci. Perucci slaps it to left. Millen hesitates, can't come up with it. They hold the runner at third. Boy, Millen was caught between a rock and a hard place. Do I charge it? Do I come back? I think if he'd have kept on charging, he could have made that play, but it was too late. And Perucci loads the bases.
Well, he wasn't fully committed. I mean, this is an out. You know, you got to help the pitcher here. The tying run on base and able to trap it.
Well, luckily for Irving, it didn't get past him.
Yeah.
So now with one out, here comes Duffer, the pitcher. Infield is drawn in. Diaz's first offering is outside for a ball. So Del Angel is at third. Torres at second. Perucci at first. Duffer 0 for 3. He's flown out all 3 times. First time he's facing Diaz tonight. And the 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed. Even at 1 apiece. He was going yard on that one. Irving won back in 2017, 1-0. That was the closest in 4 games. They're leading by 1 here, the 1-1. Blocked by Andrew Benitez behind the plate. Bases are full. A walk will tie this thing up here in the 7th.
Thought you were going to say a nest full of birds.
You just did. Duffer sends one to right center. Loza coming in on it, makes the catch. The runner's moving. The throw at the plate, they can't make it, and we are tied.
Run charge to Benitez. And we start over at 3.
Yet another pop-up. Loza had a long way to run. It ended almost up in center field.
Yeah, but he had to turn about 180 the way he was moving. You got to make that little turn, hesitate, and really can't get full momentum behind the throw.
So we're tied at 3 with 2 down. This is Estrada. Swung on and missed. So you've got Duffer for Mack, who basically has, about 3 pitches. So they've got to go with somebody else. They, meaning MacArthur, in the bottom of the 7th. Runs inside.
Go-ahead run at second base. Righty-lefty matchup here. The count even at 1.
Well, Diaz has got the outs. Unfortunately, he inherited players on every base, and they've been able to sacrifice their way into tying this game up. It's the corner of the plate, and it's 1-2.
Outfield is very shallow all the way around. 2 outs.
This seems like to be the norm. We've seen both teams play pretty shallow in the outfield. Diaz got him to go down swinging, throws to first, inning over. But not until the Cardinals score 2. Thanks to some timely hits and some sacrifice flies. And we go to the bottom of the 7th, knotted at 3 apiece. But it's the top of the order for the Tigers.
Yeah, and a new pitcher for the Cards, as Trenton Duffer's night has come to a close. Anthony Marufo. Anthony has seen action this year, has worked close to 8 innings. Trenton Duffer tonight went 6, struck out 13, a baker's dozen. Walked 3, scattered 4 hits, hit a batter. And turns it over here to Marufo.
So Duffer went to center. Marufo came in from third. We'll see if Perucci is at third. We'll see what number that's. 15, that's Tony Garcia. So Garcia is at third. And then we got a new first baseman. Perez is now at first.
Marcos Perez. First baseman. Perez is a senior. As they move around a lot of bodies here in the bottom of the 7th.
They sure do. The pitcher goes to center. Third baseman goes to pitcher.
Now for your Irving Tigers, number 1, Christian Rodriguez.
First baseman goes to third. So here we go. It's the top of the order. One run will win it for Irving. And it's up to Marufo to keep him off the bases. Fastball high and tight. Fastball finds the mark. Rodriguez singled to start this game off in the bottom of the first for Irving. Has since struck out twice, once looking, once swinging. But he's facing somebody new. Marufo maybe not quite as fast throwing the ball with speed, but has a nice little breaking pitch. That's fouled out of play.
Marufo was allowed 20 hits and 27 runs. 7 2/3 innings of work. Pitching record of 0-1. 8 walks and 5 strikeouts.
Ground to short. Mays a high toss, but handled by Perez, and there's one down.
Good pickup by the freshman at short. The ball hit right at him.
Andrew Benitez.
So it's Benitez's turn. He got hit back in the 4th. Got a nice little bunt early on. Right down the middle. Tigers looking for their first home run of the season. Slap hard, but foul.
Tigers with a couple of runs in the first, added one more in the third. They have left 6 on base tonight.
Andrew will be followed by his brother RJ. Stays alive.
Or Diaz, I think.
Thing about when you get to this point in the game, when you're tied, you're at the bottom of an inning, you kind of have that nice do or die overtime type mentality. And he's inside. Makes every pitch count more so than early in the ball game.
Yeah, Duffer can't win it, nor can he lose it. Likewise for RJ Benitez.
Hit him. Second time tonight he's been hit by a pitch. He'll be bruised, but he'll be on board. So we go the shin to the shoulder. Doink.
On base the hard way, and I do mean the hard way.
Well, RJ, his older brother, has been on twice tonight and has scored 2 of the 3 runs. Well, the pinch runner has, but he's got on base. Malcolm Esius has scored those 2. Foul back. The Cardinals with 11 seniors. The rest are underclassmen. Half of the roster are seniors. This is a team that lost to Copperas Cove and by district 2-1. Runner stays at first, has wide outside in the throw down first, not in time.
Oh, you don't want to be the second out.
No, particularly like that, right?
Nice throw down.
Oh, Torres, he's impressed me behind the plate. He's got a gun. Good toss. So the count is even. There's the lead off at first by Benitez. Fouled right back.
Sawed him off.
He
Couldn't
did.
hold up.
Got him on the handle. If there were no outs, although he is the number 3 hitter, I would wonder if Coach Campbell would try to move him around. But with one out, you got to do it. Got to get the base hit. That is inside ball, and it's 2-2. Diego Diaz, who came into pitch back in the 7th, he's on deck. He's next. Slap to center. Duffer, who was pitching earlier, now he's playing center field. He handled that like a pro. And there's 2 down. So Diego Diaz, who's struck out twice, but in between those strikeouts, he got a base hit and an RBI in the 3rd. He's going to be called on to make something happen here in the bottom of the 7th.
The ball hung up for Duffer in center field.
Yeah, at first I thought it had enough on it to get a base hit, toss over to first.
And again, new first baseman is Marco Perez, number 20.
Missed it by a little bit.
Just a shade upstairs.
That's what separates the really good pitchers. It's those that can be consistent. Even if it's not over the plate, be close to the plate. Foul back on the screen. Contreras on deck. Had a clutch hit in the bottom of the 1st.
Yeah, just looking at that, if he gets up.
Rufo not shy about keeping the runner close. Time called by someone. Maybe it was Diego. Trying to ruin the timing of Marufo. Breeze picked up just a little bit, center to left, nothing really earth-shattering. Slap down the left field line, foul.
Just out in front of it.
Benitez could have been running for days if that went down the corner. Then Campbell would have to have that decision whether to send him or hold him at 3rd.
Right, especially with 2 outs.
2 outs, yeah. Got the stopwatch out. Runner moving. Popped up. Meza says, I've got it. And he does. We go extra innings, folks. Diego pops up to short. We're tied. And now we go to the 8th.
Cards will have Tony Garcia, the scheduled hitter, as both starting pitchers have departed, and waiting for Diego Diaz to get his glove and come out of the dugout, having just popped out to the shortstop. There's the junior varsity team. Some of the JVers, maybe just Cardinal fans. They hammered Irving 18-1 earlier.
Take a look at the series. I talked about how Irving didn't score a run at all last year when these two teams played. Irving and Mac split in 16-17, but then Mac had that run. And the Goose Eggs have ruled in the last 6 years. Not tonight, though. We're knotted up at 3. And we go extra. Extra.
Since 2005, it's pretty close. The Cards have a slim 15-13 edge in the series since 2005.
Just waiting on Andrew Benitez to get the catcher's gear on.
Bonus coverage.
So the question is, who's going to be the hero? Tony Garcia, number 15, who moved to third defensively, reached on an error, got a single, popped up to second, swings at the first pitch. Diaz comes strong, but he will not get to it. It's out of play. Hear those helicopters again overhead.
Nighthawks.
Yeah, right just to the right of the ball field.
Too much noise is a time call.
What is this, golf?
Is he putting?
Mm-hmm. Yep, everybody's happy with the sound, and here we go, the 0-1. Curveball. Right to short, a slow hopper for Benitez. RJ has to throw high, and first baseman can't make the play. Garcia goes to second, and he falls in.
Well, RJ airmailed it, and Garcia ends up at second base and will be lifted for a pinch runner.
That'll be Fuentes coming in.
Andres Fuentes is the base runner.
You worry about that sometimes because RJ playing short after pitching the majority of the ball game, fielded his first grounder. The third error tonight on grounders. So there's the one thing that Coach Campbell can't be happy with is how they played defensively on the ground. And with nobody out, and Fuentes, the pinch runner at second, that brings up Rodriguez, and he bunts right back to the pitcher who's going to go to third, and they got the pinch runner out. Nice play. Just when you think the guys in the field have faulted, they turn around. It's just like almost sack flies where they got some put outs. Third time tonight they've done the out the untraditional way.
Well, if you could ever have a perfect bunt to handle, Diaz got it. Wheels, turns, and throws a strike to Rodriguez waiting for the tag.
So they get the lead runner. They get an out. Rodriguez goes down to first, and the freshman Mesa steps in. 2 out of 3 tonight. What a debut for the freshman. Got a clutch single back in the 7th. Diaz trying to keep Rodriguez honest with the leadoff.
Fielder's choice for Alec Rodriguez.
Grounder past third. And right under the glove of Rodriguez.
Well, you got to get the glove down and hold that. Now runners at first and second. How about that? The overthrow, Rob, to start things off, and then he's raced at third. And now some strategy here.
I think he's going to have a pinch hitter in the number 9 spot. He's had a couple already tonight. Jose Arroyo. Arroyo, he also batted back in the 7th, didn't he?
Yes, he did. The senior in the number 9 spot. Well, he's heading back to the dugout.
He dialed up the wrong number.
Well, let's see.
Noah Hooby, number 16.
Eric Noahubi. Eric is a sophomore. Let's see.
He's only been at bat twice.
Yeah, 2 for 2.
And an RBI. 2 for 2 and an RBI. That's a lot of pressure on the youngster.
Bill's character here in the top of the 8th.
So 2 runners on board. Ball low. Arroyo's like, oh, I get another chance.
4th batter here in the inning in the number 9 spot at the plate.
Well, Coach Canan has a pretty deep bench. Has a lot of guys to use, and he's exercising that tonight.
Yeah, Junior Torres on deck.
Ooh. 2 on and only 1 out. You can't walk this guy. Not with Torres. Torres cannot come to the plate with the bases full if you're an Irving fan.
No, go ahead and run at second right here. And first baseman in. That's Contreras. There's a lead runner.
Fought that one off. That was way inside.
Yeah, that was ball 3.
Count is now even. We're in the 8th. Curveball. A little too high. Had the right idea. He had Noah Hooby really fooled. Boy, big pitch right here. Changes the whole complexity after this hitter. And it's ball 4.
They got the best hitter on the team at the plate.
And only
Nowhere
1
to
out.
put him.
He's walked 4 times tonight. Now you got to throw to him. He's like, I pretty much waited all night for this opportunity.
Your 5th at bat.
Yeah, to really hit.
Or your 5th time up, officially no at bat.
I don't know how hard it was not to swing at that pitch. Infield a little deep. Curveball. Pretty pitch. He had Torres guessing fastball.
Yeah, he's looking for that heater.
Torres has 2 homers, 16 runs batted in coming into tonight's game. If you're Diaz, you know how good he can be. You just got to make sure it's something he's really got to work to hit. Pretty pitch there, but low.
That is a squeeze.
Yeah. Now
that's pretty close.
I'm thinking you wait all night to swing away. I'm surprised he held off.
Yeah, I was a little bit.
Didn't hold off there, and it's foul. Just barely.
Almost emptied the bases. I think he flattened the bottom half of the ball.
Waiting to retrieve the ball down the left field line. And now we're ready to play. 3-2. Bases loaded. Game tied. Rung him up, strike 3 called. Nice pitching by Diaz.
Wow, how about that? Diaz strikes out the team's best hitter with the bases loaded, having just missed one down the line the previous pitch.
Fine line of wanting to give your team a go-ahead walk run, if you will. Grounder again to Benitez, the pitcher. Goes over to second base. And so this time the pitcher, RJ, who's playing short, makes the play count, and the inning is over. So the pitcher turned shortstop after a wild toss made the inning very interesting. Is able to get the force out at second. If you're Mac, you look back on this game and you think how well you came back, and I don't want to really beat it to death, but I think maybe Torres should have been a little bit more aggressive at the plate. Guy's a good hitter.
Yeah, boy, your fifth at bat, you're just licking your chops waiting to get a good pitch close, just missed one down the line and is caught looking.
You wanted the opportunity to provide the game-winning hit, and but you can't blame him for being a team player, because he probably thought, I'm going to walk in the winning run. So
now it's up to Anthony Marufo, try to hold the Tigers at bay here in the bottom half of this inning.
Well, we're going to have a bunch of different players defensively. I don't know if we're going to be able to keep up with them all. That's Jimenez now at third. I know that much.
And Duffer, I know, is still in center.
And Torres is at first.
Oh, Perez.
Perez. Marufo is still doing the pitching. Meza is the short. He's had a great night. Silva's at second. So Contreras, Loza, Medina. Here in the bottom of the eighth. The run wins it. Nice swing by Contreras. A little late and out of play.
Trenton Duffer started, went 6 innings.
Jimenez is playing so deep at third, no one would ever guess that Contreras would try to bunt his way on, would they?
No, no. He's up there
swinging away.
not to lay one down.
Right to second. Silva didn't even have to move. One down. So it's a sophomore, Loza. A walk and 2 strikeouts. Marufo likes to keep the ball around the plate. Inside and tight, gets him to swing at it. Jonathan Medina, the junior, on deck.
This game was looking so good for the Tigers, but the Cards send 7 to the plate. And that 2-run 7th inning, make it a new game.
The bottom third of this order, not very productive tonight for Irving.
I hadn't done much.
So the MacArthur fans and players are just, hey, let's get out of this one and take advantage of it now. Give Loza credit, hanging in there, making contact. Now it kind of gets down to mistakes.
We've had a boatload of miscues tonight, a total of 6 combined.
Over Silva's head. That's a base hit. So Loza singles to right. The junior second baseman Medina steps in.
Oh, that was almost in the glove of Silva. Just missed him about a foot. And he's still playing pretty deep at second.
Last 2 batters both have gone to right. One was caught by the second baseman, the last one not. Medina with the runner on, backhanded by Torres nicely. And Loza scurries back to first base. You don't want to make a mistake base running in this situation. It's really magnified. Toss over to first. A little close. Marufo with a pretty good move to first. That hit him.
On the back of the helmet.
And that's why they're there.
Well, Marufo's, he's hit 2 batters since coming on. It's the back of the, glanced off the top of the shoulder blade. Then the helmet.
We've had 4 or 5 batters hit tonight. So this is Millen. Base hit could win it. Outside for a strike.
Going to make Marufo come in, throw strikes to the number 8 hitter.
Damian has struck out twice, reached on an error in the 4th, but that could all be erased with a game-winning hit here. Millen just protecting the plate.
They had him on the heels. Kind of reaching away when he swung.
Now he's really got to protect the plate. And Marufo can't be too fancy with it. He doesn't want to throw anything breaking to get past Torres. Grounded to third. There will be a force at third, and they take the force very wisely. 5 unassisted. Fielder's choice for Millen. And now we're to the number 9 hitter. And it's going to be Malcolm Esius. Malcolm Esius has scored a couple of runs as a pinch hitter, but nothing would be finer for him than getting a base hit here. He was going for it.
Yep, trying to bring it all home.
Chance, wanting a chance. Past the catcher Torres, here comes the runner to third. So Medina in scoring position to win it.
2 different styles of pitchers tonight, Rob. You had Duffer, who throws hard, the lefty, worked the corners nicely. Then you have Marufo, who kind of throws darts, kind of a aimer.
Medina with pretty good speed at third. This gets past Torres. We could have the game winner right there. Right now it's 1-1. And Malcolm Esius looks at a called strike 2.
See how he aims it in there?
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad. He's been pretty impressive.
One strike left to get out of the inning for the Cardinals. The 1-2. Swung on a missed.
How many chances can you have?
Well, apparently one more. Another inning. Another inning, shall we? So let's take a break after 8. We're tied at 3. Well, we get prepared now for the 9th inning. John has to stretch his legs.
Kind of the, what is it, the middle of the 8th inning, 9th inning stretch. New rules here, extra frames.
Oh, yeah. Well, as always, I'm not prepared for those extra innings.
Who is?
On my scorecard. So we're chicken scratch everywhere. And Perucci will step in. He singled back in the 7th. Before that, flew out 3 times. Top of the 9th. That one hits the catcher, Benitez. The backups have done pretty well coming out of the pen. Are just into the field of play to be the relief pitcher by both teams. They do have their control issues.
Another hit. That's at 5 tonight combined. Yeah.
Oh, I think, yeah, at least maybe 6. Perucci just, he goes, oh, I have nowhere to go.
There's Duffer, who hit one to medium deep right field his last time up.
Yeah, got the sack, the RBI.
It's a tough position for Diaz. You faced a righty, now a lefty. Can kind of throw you off.
And you don't know really how long he can pitch. There's a base hit. That's going to fall in front of Horn. Stopping at second is Perucci. So 2 batters, 1 hit, 1 hit batter, 2 on, no out. And Canaan may go for another pinch hitter.
Yeah, let's see. Parker Estrada was due up, but this is the first baseman, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
Marcos Perez hitting for the first time.
This will be the 11th at bat for Perez. Still looking for his first hit. That is not Coach Campbell, one of his assistants.
Again, I've got baseball next week at the Shipyard. Cards and the Vikings. April the 9th, back to softball. We'll see the Lady Vikings and the Lady Cards at Nimitz. Softball on April the 9th. And then on the 16th, we'll see the Tigers right here hosting the Nimitz Vikings.
And you can watch it all on YouTube. Doing a search today on just entering MacArthur versus Irving baseball, and results had some YouTube games pop up, which was kind of neat. Bunt a little too hard by Perez.
That drew the first baseman down the line.
But that's pretty smart because we've got runners at first and second and no outs. You can get runners at second and third with just 1 out. Increases your chances of breaking the tie.
Yeah, just don't bunt it back to the mound.
Unless you're an Irving fan. Diaz looks at second, nobody home, but just keeping Perucci honest, keeping that lead down. Will Perez try to bunt again? Infield is really not in that much. First baseman is a little bit. Pulled back. It's 1-1.
Cards have left 11 on base tonight.
Now things change. Now it's 1-2.
Both bunts have missed up the first base line.
Had the right idea, bunting away from the runner. Well, you roll the dice and try to see if you can do it again or swing away.
Yeah, I got to swing away.
Big hole between short. Did he commit? Yes, he did.
Yeah. There's a strikeout for Diaz, his third, so Estrada or rather Perez strikes out. Wasn't swinging away, kind of waved at a bunt.
This will bring up Jimenez. Strike called. For Ryan Canan, the head coach at MacArthur, he's having to go to some players that haven't played in a lot of games or have a lot of at-bats under their belt. This is the 19th at-bat. Grounder to second, could be two. Benitez, the shot to first, got him, double play.
Second double play turn tonight by the Irving defense. 463 on that one.
That was a traditional double play.
Tailor-made to the second baseman. Shortstop in position. And
There's
a
that
strike to first.
Yeah, that strong arm by RJ paying off there. And let's tip the hat to Medina, too, at second, who started it off.
12 men they've left on base tonight, have the Cards.
Now we go to the bottom of the ninth. Last year's standings in 7-6A, when it was 7-6A and part of the Duncanville, DeSoto, Cedar Hill Gophers made postseason. MacArthur came in third place. A down year for Duncanville.
Been a tough game to manage or coach tonight for both coaches. Stephen Campbell and Ryan Canan, seeing leads disappear, pinch runners, hitters, pitchers, bunt situations.
Well, the thing about Irving, they have the top of the order. Rodriguez, Benitez, Andrew Benitez, and then RJ are the scheduled three here in the ninth. One run ends it. You got to get somebody on board first. Strike down the middle. When you want base runners, sometimes that's what you do. Take some
working
pitches.
Rod working his third inning now.
That's high. And it's 2-1. Rodriguez may not swing in two more pitches.
That's the second time that Marufo has faced Rodriguez since coming on in the seventh inning.
Bounces foul. With the artificial surface, haven't seen a lot of bad hops per se.
Yeah, been pretty routine.
The color really pops on the screen with the green fake grass. Let off a little on that one, but that's in the wheelhouse of Rodriguez.
It popped out a window.
That's why I park a long way off. Curveball popped into play, left side of the infield. Who wants it? Third baseman, left fielder, and he makes the catch, Rodriguez.
Ooh, hanging on. Had to run a long way. Infielders had to get out of the way of Alec Rodriguez.
Well, first, Jimenez, the third baseman, was in the vicinity, along with the shortstop, Meza. Rodriguez calling everybody off. Andre Benitez now stepping in. Thought about bunting, maybe just try to get the concentration off Marufo.
Yeah, maybe threw off a little bit of timing.
See if he tries it again. There was a pretty good gap at third with Jimenez. That's in tight.
He was hit by the pitch of Marufo back in the seventh.
He's been hit twice tonight. He also got hit back in the fourth by Duffer. Isn't he the one that got hit in the shin and the shoulder?
In the fourth, yeah.
There he goes, 3-0, so I'm not swinging for the next 2 pitches.
No, hold it off on those for sure. Make him come to you.
Four pitches.
Ooh, steered that one way outside. Behind the head.
Coming up for the Tigers, number 2, R.J.
So now the starting pitcher for Irving, who started this game, the senior R.J. Benitez. He scored twice. The last 2 times, however, he's popped up. Once he lined out to the second baseman back in the 4th, but then he flied out to the center fielder in the 7th. We're in the bottom of the 9th. Brother Andrew is at first. Inside, that's 5 straight pitches that have missed the mark for Marufo. I see no one in the MacArthur bullpen. Andrew getting a little bit bigger lead off at first, and they throw over there, so I'm not the only one that notices.
No, you're not.
Let off a little bit on that pitch. Might have been another ball. RJ liked where it was at. Pulled it just a little bit. 1-1 count. How confident are you in Andrew's speed?
Well, he had a pretty good
jump.
Yeah.
Torres has a pretty good arm behind the plate. Wide.
Oh, that'd have been a good one to run. Made Torres work.
Easy for us to say, huh?
Yeah, sure it is.
Torres has been very stellar behind the plate tonight. Look at him go to his right. Just making that catch. Slow roller to short. Mesa has only one move, and that's at first. And they've got him.
Thought the throw was going to be a little bit too high, but Perez able to make the catch.
He's really settled in tonight at short. That first inning was a little shaky, but since then he's been stellar.
Benitez having no problem at all reaching second. Kind of a jump throw there.
Had him by a step. So Diaz, number 4 Diego, goes to first. They're going to say, we want the force. We want to force it any bag in the infield except for home, of course. And we're going to put the pressure on the sophomore, although Diego's a sophomore, Contreras. The runner at first means nothing, so that's why you go ahead and give him the pass. It's the runner at second, Andrew Benitez, that counts. And here's Contreras again at the plate with a chance to win it. 2 outs, though. Got to be clutch. Marufo's pitch wide.
Contreras has made contact. He's flied out twice, grounded out, and singled. Up for the 5th time.
It singled about 2.5 hours ago.
It was daylight.
Outfield straightaway, center Duffer playing a little bit further back than most. That's outside for a ball. 2-0. Could be a good pitch for Contreras to swing at. And he does. To third. He'll go to first, and we go to the 10th inning of play. The ground out to Jimenez. He had the force at third, but decided to go ahead and take the sure thing to first. It's been a while, Mr. Nelson, since we've gone 10 innings.
Let me think.
I can't remember the last time we've had an extra inning affair go this long.
Not in softball last year. Baseball, no. They've left 9. We've had a total of 21 runners left on base tonight. It's a 9th runner stranded by the Tigers.
Well, this is the point in time I toss it over to you, and maybe you're going to be able to call a winner. I think the law of averages say that's going to happen.
Okay. Well, Andrew Benitez getting his catching gear strapped on. See if that does develop. And here comes the regular catcher, and the Cards in the top of the 10th. It'll be the bottom of the order. Diego Diaz in relief of R.J. Benitez, who went the first 6. Diego has scattered 3 hits, walked 1, fanned 3, and hit a batter. And faces number 6, Alec Rodriguez, to lead it off. Alec has flied out twice, reached on a fielder's choice, and struck out. First pitch in for a strike to Alec Jorge Meza. To follow. Cards on the year 8-12. Both teams looking for district win number 1. Count even at 1. Diaz, the righty, throws up high, ball 2. Last run for the Cards came back in the 7th when they tied it up on a couple of hits. Leg kick, the 2-1 pitch. Bounces outside, ball 3. Game 21 for the Cards and game number 15 for the Tigers. Benitez gives the target. There's a shot from center field. You can follow the path of the ball right down the middle. Taken for a strike. Count goes to full.
Both coaches looking for base runners.
Any kind of action on the bases would be good. Is it coming here to the shortstop? And there's out number 1. Not coming on. Rodriguez has turned it back.
Hey, isn't that rule in effect that you got to start putting players at second base to start the inning?
Well, the game tied.
Yeah. Didn't they float that idea in baseball, Major League Baseball?
No, that will
during
never,
the regular season?
No, that'll never happen. Jorge Meza, the shortstop, takes ball 1. That only works in Stratomatic baseball, maybe, your own game. Meza singled his last 2 times up and has the extra bases here. The freshman Jorge Meza into second base with a 1-out double.
Hasn't he been impressive?
Last 3 times at bat has collected hits. 4th hit given up by Diaz.
4 out of 5 tonight for the freshman. Gets around on this. And Millen could only give chase in the corner. Does good playing it off the wall. And with 1 out, they opt to hold him at second.
Eric Noahube up. Breaking pitch in for a strike. Walk back in the 8th. So Eric still a perfect 2 for 2 on the year. It's a little used. Up there swinging and grounds 1 to the second baseman. Nice pickup. And the short toss is low, but dug out by Contreras as Meza takes 3rd. Nice pickup in the infield by Medina.
Do you walk him? Here comes Torres.
Whew, boy. I don't know.
You got him to look at a called
Yeah.
third strike last time.
Got away with it back in the
Nope,
eighth.
he's walking.
Okay, so with runners at the corners, it'll bring up Anthony Marufo.
And since they are the visitors, his run, he does count. I mean,
Yeah,
more than just one run, perhaps.
Marufo reached on a fielder's choice his last time up. Runners on first and third. And first pitch up high. 2 outs here in the top of the 10th.
You send Torres and hope for a play down at second that might go awry.
Or the shortstop may cut it off. This one fouled off the right side, out of play. Jorge Mesa, the lead runner at third. Junior Torres at first. 1-1 pitch. Blocked nicely as Benitez drops to the knees.
Both Benitez and Torres have played really well behind the plate.
Count at 2-1. On the opposing pitcher, Anthony Marufo. And here's a pitch. On the inside corner for a strike. Takes it, and the count levels at 2. And time wasn't called.
So Torres just takes off to second.
No balk. Trying
Yeah,
to maybe bird dog him into making a play.
Yeah, he wouldn't taking the bait. That's why I said he should have just took off. I thought he would take off earlier.
2-2 pitch is chopped down the line and fouled as it takes a turn about 15 feet in front of the bag at third. Spun the other way.
That was in the Tiger favor because they weren't going to get Marufo going down the line.
Kind of a strange play. Nobody does anything. And
No.
you're thinking, was it a balk? They got to move him up. 2-2 pitch. Fouled away, out of play, headed towards the elementary school.
Yeah, I think one of
Or
the
was it
in the dugout.
blocked out of view? Couldn't see it. Deflected off of the screen. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the game too long. Blocked. As Mesa goes back to third, brings the count to full.
It's one of those plays, if he was running on the play, he would have made it.
Anthony Marufo at the plate and a 3-ball, 2-strike count on the Cardinal hitter. And there's strike 3. Man, you hate to be caught looking, but he was. 4th strikeout for Diego Diaz, and 2 more left on base. They have stranded 14 tonight. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 2 left. Bottom of the 10th coming up. We are tied at 3, for whom the bell tolls. See who it tolls for here. Chances, chances, chances.
Coach Campbell rallying the troops as they cross the third baseline. It's the bottom half of the order, John.
If you have a rally cap, you can utilize it if you're a Tiger fan here.
Well, shoot, you've been wearing it for 4 innings, haven't you?
I have. Anthony Marufo will face David Loza, who singled his last time up. They're still here. It's been a long night for the fans.
It's one of these games where sometimes it's the one you least expect it that comes up to become the hero.
You seeing a O. Henry surprise ending?
Could be.
Last page of the book.
Yep.
David Loza leads it off and swings through the first pitch offered by Anthony Marufo. Loza has struck out twice, singled and walked. Came in batting an even 250. Marufo off the rubbers, resets himself. In the air, playable, short right field. Second baseman drifting out, and the second baseman making the catch in short right field, Andrew Silva.
Coming up for Tigers, number 5,
Jonathan Medina now up for the 5th time. He's been hit by a pitch, has been walked, and has struck out twice. 0 for 2 tonight. A swing and a miss. 14 strikeouts combined between Trenton Duffer, who started, and Anthony Marufo. Sawed him off. This one will elude Perez at first. Off the side fence, and the count at 0-2. Damian Millen to follow. Bottom of the 10th. Any run will do. Tied at 3. There's strike 3 and out number 2. Now it's up to Damian Millen, the left fielder.
Number 17, Damian Millen.
Millen on a fielder's choice back in the 8th inning. Shows bunt. Just kind of taking that first pitch for a strike.
Anything just to change what's going on out there.
What is going on? There's another fly ball. In the infield, on the left side, Meza calls everybody off and makes a grab for out number 3 as the Tigers go in order in the bottom of the 10th. And we'll step aside our ICT and Game of the Week extra innings. The Irving Tigers 3, the MacArthur Cardinals 3.
John, we've run out of innings at the scoreboard. We're in the 11th. So we got to scoot things down a little bit, if you will.
No room left.
No room left at the innings.
Well, the Cardinals have left 14 men on base, and Raymond Perucci will lead it off in a 3-3 tie. Extra work tonight for Diego Diaz. Started at shortstop. R.J. Benitez went the first 6. And here is Raymond Perucci, the center fielder. Started in center.
The thing about a game like this, John, is both teams have really struggled to get wins. Then you got to go 11 innings, and somebody's not going to get one.
Yeah, somebody's going to go 0-5 to start district play.
MacArthur had a good start at 6-2, and then they've only won 1 out of their last 11.
Two teams do have some common opponents. They both beat, let's say, Arlington Bowie. Just swung on and drilled foul, yanked way foul.
That had home run power on it.
1-1 pitch. Bounces outside.
Might have hurt Andrew Benitez a little bit, slow getting up.
No, it's
Yeah,
Grand Prairie. Both teams lost to the Gophers this year.
Let's watch Andrew Benitez behind the plate. Let's see where this ball ended up. Maybe the shoulder where the chest protector had no coverage.
That'd be the left shoulder.
Yep, he's been so active behind the plate.
Yeah, both catchers have gone the distance.
Yeah, he's showing the trainer now. Maybe the forearm. Oh, his wrist. He's pointing to his wrist.
Got more than he bargained for.
He's got the glove in the glove. Let's watch again from the. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the wrist and the shoulder right above that armband they wear. Put some more padding on that armband. So he's been beat up tonight.
Cardinals started the year by defeating Sunset and Lancaster. 1-4 their first 5. And the 2-1 pitch on the way. A swing and a miss. And then a loss to Skyline. A win over Arlington, Sam Houston, and Sunset. So a pretty decent start for the Cards. But opened up district play by losing 2 to the Cowboys of Capel. Chop to the left side. Picked off by Rodriguez, who throws it away. A wide turn at first, and Perucci will head into second. Rodriguez with a high throw to Contreras, and the Cards have their leadoff batter at second.
Perucci had it in gear. As soon as he rounded first, he wasn't hesitating. So you get a leadoff man on. Not only a leadoff man on, but a leadoff man to second.
Yeah, and Duffner singled his last time up.
Do you bunt him over?
Trenton Duffner, let's see, not short enough, takes the first pitch. In for a strike at the letters. Don't know how good a bunter Duffer is. He hit one to deep right field back in the 7th, singled his last time up in the 9th. Swinging away and fouls one off well out of play.
How many cleanup hitters do you know that bunt well?
Wow, they're not asked too much, but
No.
they're just trying to scratch out any kind of run here with Parker Estrada, or rather Perez on deck. 0-2 pitch from Diaz is on the way. Swing on and a ground ball hit to the left side. And a pretty close play at first as Perucci has to hold at second. RJ with a nice throw to Contreras for out number 1.
Remember, this is our starting pitcher for Irving and bobbled it a little bit, but since he has such a good hard throw, got it by half a step. This is a nice angle there.
Yeah, good camera work there. A good shot at how close it was. And here's Marcus Perez. The Cardinal batter.
It was Perez last time.
This is Estrada. Let's see. Yeah,
Yeah,
Parker Estrada. Who flied out to left back in the 6th. Benitez, who has had to work, blocks another one as he dives to the left. And the count at 2-0 on Parker Estrada, who started tonight out in right field. Came in batting .226. Raymond Perucci, the runner at second, 1 out. Diaz turns. He's coming home. Swung on and a fly ball into shallow center field on the run. It falls in front of the center fielder. Rounding third is Perucci. He's coming home and a head first dive. eludes the tag, and the Cards have the go-ahead run. Parker Estrada comes through, lifts one into shallow center field. And it's a 4-3 lead for the Cards.
That tailed away from Horn in center with the lefty on it. He got the lefty spin. Watch Horn here giving chase. Couldn't get to it in time, and Horn, the lefty himself, hits the cutoff man. And it could have been a little bit closer, but it bounced into the runner, and they couldn't handle it at the plate.
Got a new batter, Gerardo Jimenez, up.
Jimenez, back in the ninth, John, grounded into a double play.
Austin Goff is the runner at second for Parker Estrada. So the Cards take the lead at 4-3. One out. And a swing and a miss by Jimenez. On the year is 1 for 12, playing in his ninth game.
It was only Estrada's 5th RBI, John. Comes at a good time here in the 11th.
Yeah. Jimenez is a sophomore. Breaking pitch. Got the corner. And it's 0-2 on the pinch hitter. Look to second. And the fastball misses inside. And they count at 1-2. And a swing and a miss, and there is out number 2. Runner stays at second. And the batter is the left fielder, Alec Rodriguez. Grounded out 6-3 his last time up. A lead change here in the top of the 11th. Behind the head of Rodriguez.
John, this is an important batter, not just to get out of the inning, but if you let Rodriguez get on board, you got to face the red-hot Mesa, who's next.
Austin Goff running at second. Pitch is hit in the air to center field. Colin Horn in medium deep center field puts it away for out number 3, but the Cards take the lead. A run on a hit, an error, and they leave one. Our new scores, we slide to the bottom half of inning number 11. The Cardinals 4 and the Irving Tigers 3. It all started on a throwing error at third by Christian Rodriguez. And the Cards able to plate the go-ahead run. And Anthony Marufo now pitching with the lead. It'll be number 9, 1 and 2 for the Tigers here in the 11th. Cardinals have lost 7 of their last 8. Tigers have lost their last 5. And a shot in the arm for the Birds here.
Goff now in right, who came in that last inning to pinch run. So Estrada out at right, Goff in instead defensively.
Duffer stays in center. All right, Redbirds trying to protect the lead here in the bottom of the 11th. Rolando Hernandez will lead it off for the Tigers. Originally penciled in as the DH in the number 9 spot. Right-hander Anthony Marufo. And, man, that came
They said it hit him. Well, they're going to check first base umpire. Nope.
outside the batter's box for the right-handed hitter. Almost got him on the left arm sleeve.
So what we've noticed about Marufo. One pitch, he's golden. The next, he's wild.
Up high, ball 2. Christian Rodriguez will hit second. There's one fouled off out of play, right side, over the bus. Well, this would make a winner if Marufo can hold on. A swing and a miss. Belt high. Diego Diaz would suffer the loss if the lead holds. 2 balls and 2 strikes on the leadoff hitter, Rolando Hernandez. Right-hander Anthony Marufo misses. It got him on the shoulder. It was going to get him eventually, and he did. Nothing is easy, is it?
Mm-mm.
Another hit batter tonight.
It's like the fourth one, at least the fourth one by MacArthur pitching.
It is. Marufo was drill free. Duffner plucked one. Here's the top of the order, Christian Rodriguez. Runner is off. Pitches up high, gets out of the mid of Torres. Pitch missed everything. Almost went to the backstop on the fly.
I wonder if MacArthur would entertain the idea of bringing somebody else in.
Well, let's see. They've got Dylan Ard, who has seen action this year. A turn, a throw to second that goes into center field, but not hard enough to move over to third.
Duffer backing up the play in center. As a pitcher, you know he's got a pretty good arm. But now you got Hernandez down at second, maybe in the head of Marufo.
Yeah. Missed everything up high.
You pitch when it's tied, you look golden. You pitch when you got the lead and the pressure seems to weigh on your shoulders.
His 5th inning of work. Inside, ball 3. Andrew Benitez will hit next. And time called, well, the purpose walk here, the intentional walk. Puts runners on first and second for the catcher, Andrew Benitez. He walked his last time up.
Well,
trouble brewing here for Marufo.
Yeah, it's a go-ahead run, too. It's probably the best position in the last, 3 innings that Irving's been in to have 2 runners on and nobody out in the middle of their order coming up, too.
A turn, a look to second, no throw, pitches outside, trying to take third. There's the tag. And out at third is Rolando Hernandez. They tried to run on Junior Torres.
Don't know if it's a missed call, if he's supposed to go ahead and bunt. You saw the batter hold his hand up, and you can see the coach to the right. He's already reacting about 3 steps before the bag. I'm thinking Benitez was trying to tell his runner, don't go. Coach might have had the sacrifice on where he's going to move 2 up to second and third, and it just didn't work for him.
That's Tony Garcia at third. As the play goes 2-5. Rodriguez still at first, and the count is 1-1.
Look at it from the third base camera. Watch the coach at the bottom of your screen. He's already saying, it was get down, but oh poo. It was all in one move.
So 1 out. Runner at first. The 1-1 pitch to Benitez. Swung on and lifted foul, and Torres will run out of room. But it's a strike from Marufo, and the count now 1-2. So he's ahead of the batter. R.J. Benitez would be next. barring a twin killing. 1-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled away right side. Another one deposited in that area.
Marufo doesn't have overpowering speed on that pitch, but when he gets the location down, he's hard to hit.
See what he does here. Wild outside, runner trying to take second. This one into center field. Rodriguez in at second. And a 2-2 count at the plate. That throw by Torres missed everything.
I think everybody's tired, John. 3 hours into it. Bottom of the 11th.
4-3, Cardinals on top, 1 out. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Outside, ball 3.
See where Torres had to go to stop that one?
From the stretch. Payoff pitch is swung on, a 2-hopper to the third baseman Garcia. He throws and just got Benitez by a half a step for out number 2.
He looked the runner, Rodriguez, back to second and still had just enough on it to get Benitez. Once you can see, he looked over towards second. Throws it on the numbers to first. Yep, had him by a step. Good call.
It's up to R.J. Benitez with the runner at second. R.J. grounded out 6-3 his last time up. And almost, there's some chin music as that one came in tight.
R.J. has ice water in his veins just to barely back up from that one.
Almost hit by that
in the
pitch.
face.
Two out, runner at second. Cardinals on top, 4-3. A look by Marufo at second. Here's a pitch on the outside, Black. And the count even at 1.
See, that's the thing about Marufo. Look at the pitch prior. So wild and inside, then he comes right back with a nice breaking ball on the outside corner.
Has thrown a lot of pitches since coming off for Duffner in the 7th. Game on the line here. 1-1 pitch. Swung on and grounded by the third baseman Garcia out in the left field. They'll hold the runner at third. R.J. Benitez singles to left and runners at the corners.
They had him rounding third at first. He had the green light, but man, what a throw in left by Rodriguez. Hit his cutoff man. And now with 2 outs and runners at the corners, went down low to get it. Went past the third baseman, and the left fielder Rodriguez throws a strike to the catcher Torres.
And now Ryan Canan with a meeting at the mound with the entire infield. And the batter is Diego Diaz, who walked his last time up. Runners on first and third. That was the second hit given up by Marufo. All these batters he's faced, Rob, and it's only the second hit he's given up in 5 innings. But he's hit 3 and walked 4. One of those intentionally. And it's up to Diego Diaz. His 6th time up.
You know, for the fans that came out tonight, I would say about 90% of them are still here.
Yeah, especially right behind, or down in front of us behind home. There's the lead runner at third, Christian Rodriguez. Anthony Marufo will work from the stretch with runners at the corners. Here's the first pitch. Swung on and hit in the air to left field. Alec Rodriguez retreating, looking up. He can't make the catch. It's off the bottom of the warning track. 1 run home. Here is the go-ahead run, and the Tigers pull it out. Diego Diaz with a double over the head of Alec Rodriguez. A 5-4 come from behind win by the Tigers as they plate 2 in the bottom of the 11th.
That was the hardest hit, farthest hit ball tonight by Diego. Diaz sent that one all the way to the wall. We talked about how the outfielders have been playing pretty much even all night tonight, and they really had to get on the horses there to catch it, and he just misjudged it. And then he gets turned around and caught up in the outfield on the warning track. And great speed coming around for the game winner for R.J. Benitez. It took 11, but the Tigers end their losing streak in dramatic fashion.
Extra innings, it was worth it for the Irving Tigers at home as they win it in the bottom of the 11th, 5-4. Extra frames, and that'll do it as we wrap it up quickly here at Tiger Yard. Softball and baseball to follow later in the month of April. Our final score, the Irving Tigers 5, the MacArthur Cardinals 4. For our ICT production crew and for Rob Willman, this is John Nelson saying good night from Irving High.